Okay, so Mo Gaudet said, and I hope that's how you pronounce his last name. He is the man behind the current AI that we're using. He said, "Don't let I make you dumb," and I couldn't agree with him more. We are in an awe-inspiring time. Yes, there's scary stuff to it. Absolutely. There was scary stuff when the internet came out. Anybody around for Y2K? Yeah, I have the plastic and all the stuff in my closet because the world was going to come to an end in 2000 because of something with the internet. Could that day come? Yeah, maybe. Maybe. But meantime, we have to live, and we have to live a valuable, beautiful life. And I found myself standing in my re-entered classroom after 22 years of gathering information that I could bring back, an experience that I could bring back to the classroom. I found myself standing before my students an absolute fraud. Yep. I teach sophomore English. Hi, if you don't know me, I'm Heather Dickens, and I have started a little channel, The Dickens Approach. So we'll talk more about that later. Meanwhile, back to the story, standing in front of my students feeling like a fraud. I had the assignment that as a department we were doing for our final exam, a lovely assignment, I should say. It was beautifully constructed and time tested, time that I probably wasn't in public education when they were doing it. But nonetheless, it was structured in a very traditional fashion, which is a traditional and cutting edge because it was a TED Talk, which is super cool. And such just glowing feedback on that full assignment. But little pieces that are indicative to me of what is going on globally in any education system in the world right now that serves the public. Private schools are doing, a lot of things. And research, I will have a research bank. I'm seeing there are a lot of schools in California. There's Alpha School in Austin and other places that are shaking things up. But here we are in public education. I am back with my people. I was a public educator for 14 years and finally got to come home. That'll be another video for another day. But there I am, standing in front of my students, a fraud. Because I'm reading the line, there will be no AI use. And as I read that, I thought, one, I didn't write it, and I'm passing this off to my students, which we get after them about. Two, I didn't believe it. I can't police what they do. I refuse to get in the ditch and dig around and spend all of my time running things through checkers and blah, 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 trying to see if someone cheated. Let's get to what's real in this. Do I believe students want to learn? Yes. Every single one of them. Do I believe that the public education system, not intentionally, but pretty much since it began, is educating the love of learning right out of learners? Yeah, I do. That's why I left in 2004. But I knew I'd be back. I knew I'd be back at the right time. And this is the right time. And there I was, standing in front of them, going, I don't believe this. So I spent my weekend tossing, turning, thinking, waking up, thinking about it, talking to my husband and my son about it, who held up the mirror and reminded me of why I got back into public education, why I was originally in it, what means everything to me, and that is those students and my relationship and my impact on their lives. That is what matters. I'm in a world where AI is in their pocket. And I can choose to police it, or can kid myself that I police it, and probably do a poor job of it, which brings up its own inequity, right? Or I can get to motivation. What? Is the assignment a good assignment? Yes, it is. It's a noble and good assignment. It is research that culminates in speaking about something that they have passion for, something that matters to them. Great assignment. So AI, how do I dictate? Well, I don't, because I never have. That's not my style. So let's get to the root. Let's take it to the kids. Where are you on this? Where are you on this? So I go back on Monday morning and I start with my first class. You know how that poor little class goes. They're the ones where you learn everything. So I tell them, I spent the weekend thinking about them. Nothing new. I know nothing new for a lot of you. And I tell them that I want them to get out their pen and that assignment that I gave them. And I want them to draw a line through this and through this and through this. And one was the no use of AI. I said, guys, I'm going to do an experiment. You may choose to use the tools that you choose to use for this project. All I ask is that you disclose that you keep track of your process. I am going to be more focused on the process of this project and helping you pass friction points and learning from you and what you want to do to use AI and what you don't. Because some of you don't want to use it at all, and you don't have to. So let's just take it from there. And that's what we did. And I saw the most engaged one. At first, they kind of didn't believe me. I actually gathered, I have data on this, and they were like, but they trusted me enough and opened up. It was beautiful. They'd come to me and have a question, and I could see them kind of being a little worried about how to ask. And we were able to have real conversations throughout the entire process. And here's a thought. They learned how to learn. Did they do it perfectly? Probably not. I haven't. I have gotten into conversations with Claude, which I can teach you to do in another video. If you're interested, let me know. But I got into conversations and then realized, oh my gosh, this is bogging me down. And so I would rework my process and write out, dictate all my thoughts and then get help. I asked them to let me know if they gave some of their thinking away and then didn't like how that felt. Wanted them to reflect on that. I think we all along, long before AI, have found times where we took a shortcut and then we wished we hadn't. I think we can trust our kids. We can help them. We can help them do better and actually be invested in their learning, not waiting for the teacher to pour it in their brain, not finding a way around the teacher, finding a way around the system. No AI use. Fine, I'll do it at home. And I'll tell it to throw in some bad spelling and some this and that. And the teacher's going to be all caught up in all that. No, they got to show off. They got to show up with a polished, beautiful presentation, all different levels. But they got to be proud of what they did. And they got to be scared to present. And there was a lot, I'm going to pause there.